When Dr. Goh passed away in May, Singaporeans were reminded of his enormous contributions to Singapore in the economy, in defense, in education. And many people lamented that the younger generation knew too little about what he did or how much we owed to Dr. Goh. And they suggested naming something after him so that Singaporeans would always be reminded of what he had done. I agree. Dr. Goh was instrumental in building up the SAF. Here he is in a colonel's uniform, inspecting officer cadets, passing out. He built not just hardware, tanks and fighter jets or battalions and squadrons, but a thinking SAF with capable commanders and staffs and soldiers who can outwit and outmaneuver the enemy. Today, much of the hardware that Dr. Goh acquired has already been superseded by newer and more sophisticated equipment. This is a Hunter jet. You don't see this on National Day parades anymore, but we wouldn't have F-15s on the National Day parade if we had not started off with Hunter jets with Dr. Goh. But Dr. Goh's emphasis on developing talent and on a thinking SAF endures. The Singapore Command and Staff College is the highest institution for training senior officers in the SAF. It has a handsome home in Safety MI, and all officers headed for senior positions in the SAF sooner or later will attend advanced courses here. We will rename SCSC as the Goh Keng Swee Command and Staff College in Dr. Goh's honor. From MINDEF, Dr. Goh went to education. And when he became education minister, he totally revamped the system. He made teaching systematic, he introduced streaming, he fostered a high-quality professional teaching service, and he began the process of continuous improvement that's created a first-class education system admired around the world. And without Dr. Goh's beginning, it would not have been possible for me to sketch out all those plans which I did just now, or what we're going to do next with our education system. The Ministry of Education has a headquarters at North Buona Vista Road. This is the building. It's expanding its HQ, building a second building next to it, not just for the headquarters, but also to house an Academy of Singapore teachers and specialist academies for specialist teachers for English language, for PE, sports and arts. It's like the Academy of Law or the Academy of Medicine. It's meant to upgrade the professionalism of our teachers. And this complex will be the nerve center for Singapore education and a symbol of the importance of education to our young and to our future. And we will name it the Goh Keng Swee Center for Education. Dr. Goh didn't make his contributions alone. He was part of a team of founding fathers who built our nation. Besides M.M. Lee and Dr. Goh, they included Mr. Rajaratnam, Mr. Othman Wok, Mr. Lim Kim San, Mr. Hon Swee Sen, Mr. E.W. Barker, Dr. Toh Chin Chai, and others. They were a multiracial team with a vision to build a multiracial Singapore. And here you see them attending the first sitting of Parliament after we became independent. So this would have been in December 1965. They had experienced and fought racial politics and racial policies while in Malaysia. And they were determined that Singapore would be different. And in this they succeeded. Although the work of building a multi-racial and multi-religious society and nation will not be complete for a very long time. In fact, the Founding Fathers played a key role in creating the Singapore spirit. Because before their time, before their generation, the peoples living in Singapore had different loyalties to different countries, to China, to India, to Indonesia. And many of them saw Singapore not as a nation or as a permanent home, but as a place to make a living. And they dreamed of returning to their birthplaces to retire and to die one day. It was the founding fathers and their generation who conceived of and championed the Malayan identity, and later on a Singaporean identity. And through the fight for independence, the battles against the communists and the communalists, and then the decades of nation building led by the founding fathers, the Singapore spirit gradually took shape. It's important that the nation remembers the founding fathers properly. It's not just a matter of gratitude, but it's to stay true to the ideals that they fought for and to remind ourselves to continue striving to become one united people, regardless of race, language, or religion. It isn't yet time to decide how to do so, but it's something which we should think about for the future and which I felt I needed to talk about today.